Today on the news at 5, Anchorage animal lovers are responding to a shelter's urgent call for adoptions and foster homes after the seizure of more than 70 animals from a local residence. And in the interior, people are remembering a beloved cyclist, how they are honoring Matt Glover's memory. Plus, the president spoke at commencement for West Point's graduating class of 2025. What you need to know.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Thank you for watching your news at 5. Just in time for Memorial Day weekend, the temperatures reached the warmest levels of the season so far from Anchorage to the interior. Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry is in the Weather Center tonight. Melissa, it looks like summer is here.
Oh gosh, it sure feels like it. Yeah, I'm gonna officially call this a summer beginning across much of Alaska. Again, warm temperatures pushing into the 60s. This is a live view of Midtown Anchorage looking toward downtown. You can see those towering cumulus clouds with that heat. We do have some thunderstorms developing, but temperatures again pushing all the way back into the mid 60s, 62 currently here on the west side of town. Even warmer though as you head to Midtown, south side, east side at 69 degrees at the Camp Creek Science Center, mid 60s at New Sword and Huffman, also 64 there in Eagle River. And we've seen those 60s today in the interior as well, but temperatures actually cooling with showers pushing across Fairbanks. Temperatures there now down to 54 degrees. Also seeing the rain in Juneau this afternoon, 52 degrees there. Look at all the lightning though, very active radar here across, again, the interior all the way into South Central. 28 strikes in the last 2 hours. A lot of those confined in the interior with heavy rain pushing across Fairbanks and in the outlying areas. Those storms generally pushing east to west across the region. We will continue to see chances for lightning, thunder, the heavy rain, and even some small hail from these storms. In South Central, most of the activity firing up over the Talkeetna Mountains near Hatcher Pass and then heading south. So if you're in Palmer in the Matanuska Valley, be prepared for the rain. Even into Willow and Houston, you'll see chances for rain showers later this evening, again, as those storms continue to push south. Otherwise, we are seeing relatively calm conditions for the remainder of this Memorial Day weekend. A few showers out in the western Aleutians, and then continue to see those rain showers in southeast as well. So overnight tonight, we'll drop out of the 60s in Anchorage, back into those 40s briefly, and then tomorrow, a little cloud cover to start the day, right back up though into those upper 50s and low 60s in the afternoon. And I'll have a look at that full 7-day forecast here in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Melissa. We'll see you again soon. The Matt Glover bike path officially opened today. Kirk Chavez tells us how Glover's legacy lives on through the Fairbanks cycling community.
Alaska Senator Robert Myers and Matt Glover's wife, Ariane, cut down the ribbons for the new bike trail. The trail starts near the Fort Wainwright entrance and ends in Badger Road near North Pole.
I believe Ariane, his wife, had mentioned that he'd be thrilled that we are connecting two towns to be able to enjoy both cities, and we're hoping that this path will definitely facilitate that.
Glover passed away in October 2022 after being involved in an accident on the Richardson Highway. He was also a big part of the Fairbanks Cycling Club, where club members came out and went for a ride.
Wonderful addition to Fairbanks. It's going to be so safe for all of us who ride between here and North Pole. It keeps us off the highway, and I hope everybody gets out there and enjoys it, because I know Matt would really want us to.
By honoring Matt's legacy, this bike path ensures safety for the cycling community here in Fairbanks.
I wish that every road had a bike path next to it. There's a lot of areas, a lot of roads that I've ridden and that we all have ridden that don't have a bike path that really would benefit for having one. And if you're out there fixing the roadway, why not go out there and build a bike path along the way too?
The goal is to keep bikers out of harm's way.
I think at the end of the day, we all want to get to point A to point B very safely, and DOT is happy to help with that.
Prioritizing bike safety in Fairbanks is something Matt Glover will be remembered for. Kirk Chavez, Alaska's news source.
Today, over 100 people took part in cleaning the headstones of veterans buried in Anchorage. The group of volunteers gathered at Anchorage Memorial Park Cemetery, which is the final resting place of approximately 1,650 veterans. New Vision Credit Union has partnered with American Legion Post 1 in Anchorage to organize the effort each Memorial Day weekend for the last 4 years. Last year, they said they were able to clean around 600 headstones.
Our auxiliary comes out already to place the crosses and Star of Davids and the poppies every year, and so it's a great way to combine the two to clean these veterans' graves.
It really brings to mind, you know, what they sacrificed for us and for our country and what freedoms we have. And we tend to take that for granted over the years, especially if you're not involved, you know, with the local vets. It kind of just passes you your day by day. So it's really nice to get out here, really honor the vets, and show the families that we care as well.
In past years, they have mostly focused on the designated veterans tract in the cemetery, but this year they said they were excited to be able to expand to other veterans plots around the cemetery. American Legion Post 1 will also be hosting a barbecue on Monday from 12:30 to 3 p.m. to celebrate the Memorial Day holiday. And a local shelter is urgently seeking animal lovers looking to adopt over the weekend. We're following a story we brought to you on Friday after more than 70 animals were rescued from a home officials have called a, quote, hoarding house. The 71 dogs and 2 birds taken from an Anchorage residence have put Anchorage Animal Care and Control significantly over their capacity, intended to house 65 dogs at a time at maximum. As of Friday, the shelter told us they were hosting 123 animals. They took to social media, calling for any willing pet parents to come forward for adoptions or to input a foster application. AACC isn't looking to rehome all of the 71 dogs rescued just yet, but they say they're hoping to make space by finding new homes for the animals who were in their care prior to this week's seizure. Joel Jorgensen, Community Outreach Manager for AACC, says by end of day Friday, 17 dogs found a new home. He didn't have an official number for Saturday's adoptions just yet, but estimated numbers around 20 new adoptions.
So, I mean, getting 17 dogs out, that's 17 dogs that now can go back to their proper amount of space they're supposed to have. And then today, if we have 20 to 25 animals get adopted out, that's 20 to 25 more dogs that can go back to living their happy, proper life in the expected space they should have.
If you're feeling inspired to find a new pet, AACC is open this Sunday, but will be closed Monday for Memorial Day. Jorgensen says they've also seen a major influx of donations to the shelter and interest in fostering animals, both of which he says have been a major help over the weekend. And still to come on the news at 5, details emerging as a fatal crash in San Diego, California is investigated. Plus, the latest from the White House and the president's commencement speech at West Point. We'll be right back.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
We are learning more about the victims killed when a small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood in California. The crash happened on Thursday and 6 people died, including 24-year-old Kendall Fortner. She worked for the music company Sound Talent Group. Fortner had interned with the group in college and then joined the company as a booking associate once she's graduated. Her family says she was a self-taught musician and enjoyed learning about the business side of music. The co-founder of Sound Talent Group also died in the crash. The cause is under investigation. And President Donald Trump told West Point graduates at Saturday's commencement ceremony the era of transgender soldiers and critical race theory is over. CBS News' Christian Benavides has more.
President Trump told West Point cadets at their commencement ceremony on Saturday that they are entering a golden age of a military he has worked to rebuild.
This is a time of incredible change, and we do not need an officer corps of careerists and yes men and people that want to keep it going the way it's been, because it changes rapidly, especially what you're doing.
The president also told cadets that he has worked to get rid of so-called woke military generals and eliminate diversity programs.
There will be no more critical race theory or transgender for everybody forced onto our brave men and women in uniform, or on anybody else for that matter in this country.
The president's address comes on the heels of more economic turbulence on Wall Street. On Friday, the president said he would apply a steep tax to European exports starting in just over a week. and warned Apple and other phone manufacturers that their products made outside of the U.S. would face a 25% tariff, most likely beginning next month. The president was apparently set off by a recent announcement by Apple CEO Tim Cook that Apple wants to invest $1.5 billion in India.
I had an understanding with him that he wouldn't be doing this. He said he's going to India to build plants. I said, that's okay to go to India, but you're not going to sell into here without tariffs.
According to one estimate, the cost of a U.S.-made iPhone could climb from $1,000 to $3,500. Also on Friday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio revealed a considerable reduction in the size of the national security staff. The staff is expected to be reduced by half. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.